podcast I really enjoy listening to is American Scandal. It's a Wondery podcast, and it's hosted by Lindsey Graham. Now, not Lindsey Graham, the senator, but Lindsey Graham, the podcaster. And it's outstanding. So my favorites so far have been the Hare Krishna murders, because I had no idea that it was so scandalous in that church. I also enjoyed Theranos and the Bernie Madoff story, because you really got a lot of background in Bernie Madoff, and you learned why, some of the motivations for why he did what he did to all of those people who invested so much money into his business, or gave him money to invest for them. But the one I just listened to is Payola. Payola is something that you know about if you've ever worked in the music industry, but I never knew the history of it. So this podcast really broke it down. There were DJs back then who took royalties from artists, and so they not only got money for playing these records, but they also got the publishing, and I had no idea that went on back in the day. But it's sad because a lot of those artists didn't make a lot of money, and they could have made money or made much more money off of their royalties had they all been going to the artists in the first place. The other thing that I found interesting was that Dick Clark was caught up in this. So technically, he didn't engage in payola in the traditional way. However, he had a financial interest in a lot of the groups that appeared on American Bandstand. So he had a record label, he had a management company, and he even had a printing press. So he was printing out some of the records for artists that he had a financial interest in. So the people who got their big breaks on American Bandstand, a lot of times it wasn't because they were just the best out there. It's because they were properly connected to Dick Clark. So if you haven't heard the American Scandal podcast, I highly recommend it. And especially the series on, or the season that they did on Payola. But regardless, it's not just business. It's not just politics. It's just a lot of really compelling content.